Welcome back to the home of the freestyle story. This week I had a good friend of mine, Janice, give us our prompts. And without further ado, let's see what we have here. Favoritism, aesthetic, rent, love, and disgusting. With a little side note that says, I picked words that I can't imagine going together. You know what, Janice? Guess what? Challenge accepted. Let's see what we can turn this into. Opium words. Dear Diary, it's March 15th and it's finally spring, but I'm bummed out. The government has been coming up with all this right brain versus left brain information, and now even that gets to decide who we're going to be able to be with in the future. It's so much information, I don't even see the difference between a left brain and a right brainer. But I do finally get my testing tomorrow, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Dear Diary, it's now March 17th, and I've had my testing yesterday. I found out I'm a right brainer, whatever that means. But now I'm going to start this extracurricular schooling that tells us exactly what that's supposed to mean and how it fits into our lives. It's all so very annoying, but the government has sanctioned it, and apparently if you don't follow the government's rules, there can be some dire consequences. Well, I guess we'll just have to see how this goes. Dear Diary, it's March 25th. It's been over a week since I've been in this class, and it is boring. I'm not exactly sure how long it's supposed to go. I don't even know if the government has figured it out because they aren't really giving us much information. But what they did do is brand our hands. So now I have a circle on my hand to show that I'm a right brainer. So everybody I meet going forward gets to know immediately just who I am, or I guess what I am. I'm not even sure how it all works. And they also paired me up with this really nice guy who's a left brainer. He has the X on his hand, and he seems really nice, but I don't think that he's really meant for me. I'm not sure what they expected, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You'd be surprised. You'd think by now they'll let us know exactly the difference between a left brain and a right brainer, or why they need to pair us up with the opposite, but they haven't. They say it's something about being more whole with the opposite, but I don't really get what that means, so I just sit in the back and doodle in my notebook and talk to Johnny a little bit, but he's not much for conversation. Dear Diary, it's April 15th, and while most of the classes so far have been very uninteresting, something really interesting happened today. We got a new teacher, and I'm not sure exactly what happened to the old teacher, but this guy walked in, and honestly, he took my breath away. He was drop dead gorgeous. I never seen someone so handsome, and he doesn't even look like he's much older than me. So it's kind of weird that he's our teacher, because our old teacher, she was really old and she was always so angry. So I'm excited for this class now. I'm curious what might happen. Dear Diary, it's April 16th, and the new teacher actually came up to me today, and he looked through my drawings. I also noticed that he had a circle on his hand, so he's a right brainer like me. But he looked through my drawings, and he told me he liked my aesthetic. He said the way I draw, it's really filled with angst and kind of bitter, but he said it was really cool. I don't know, that made me really happy. Dear Diary, it's April 23rd, and Johnny told me I've been getting favoritism from the new teacher. I don't know. We talk about my art a lot after classes, and he helps me a little more when I say I don't understand some of the information that the government is supposed to be teaching us. But of course, I don't really pay attention in the first place, and it's not hard information, but I do like to get help. So I'm not sure if maybe Johnny was right. Maybe he is, giving me favoritism, but I just like to talk to him. He's really, really easy to get along with, and it seems like he just gets me. I'm actually now enjoying going to these classes. I'm learning more, I guess, about the government and what they feel like they should be able to do with us and how we want to live. But outside of that, it's really nice just to be able to talk to the teacher. Dear Diary, it's April 27th, and these past few days have been very troublesome. Johnny has been taking out a lot of anger on me because of his quote-unquote favoritism he sees from the teacher to me. I don't even understand why he's so mad all the time. He even went to the point of calling me disgusting, saying that me flirting with a teacher is disgusting and it's beneath me, as well as the fact that we're both right-brainers. Like, how can he tell me that I'm disgusting for enjoying conversation with someone else who gets me? He said he doesn't want to talk to me or ever see me again. It's not like he has a choice anyway, because we're in the same class and we're technically partners, so he'll forever be sitting right next to me, I guess, seeing this favoritism and being disgusted by it. There's nothing I can do about it. I just like to enjoy having conversations, which for the first time in a very long time, I actually am able to do. Dear Diary, it is April 30th, and I had the best day of my life. So, the teacher, he asked me to go with him after class today. He said he wanted to show me some artwork that kind of matched my aesthetic. And so he took me to this building, and it looked ran down. I'm not even sure what it used to be, but then he took me to the top floor, and the ceiling was made of glass, so you can see right out into the night sky. It was so beautiful. And then when he turned on the lights inside the room, I looked around, and there were drawings all over the place. They kind of did remind me of my own drawings. They were a little angsty, kind of gloomy, but they were so beautiful. I couldn't help but just fall in love with the whole place. And he told me that was actually his studio and that he was renting it from a friend of his. So the whole top floor is where he works at normally, because apparently all the drawings that matched mine were drawings done by him. So it was so cool to see that we were able to really get each other on a different level. I really hope I'm able to go back, because it was so amazing and exciting, and I would love to go back just to look at his work some more, even watch him work. That would be so cool. Dear Diary, it's May 5th, and I have been enjoying these past few days so much. I've been going back to teacher's rented studio almost every day, and every day we both get to work on our art together, and it's so cool because our vibes and aesthetics match each other so well that these masterpieces that they're coming out are to die for. And he even told me possibly that I might be able to rent maybe one of the other floors and use it as my own studio in this building. That would be so cool because I would get to be right next to him, as well as work on the stuff that I enjoy in a bigger space and not just in my notebook. Dear Diary, it's May 30th and I think I just had the best day of my life. For this past month, I haven't been able to rent my own studio space, but teacher has been letting me use his space regularly, so we get to work together pretty often, and it's been so fun and enjoyable, and he's been teaching me a lot of new stuff about art and drawing and himself. I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's really a government teacher because he just seems so perfect. But that brings us back to today. So we were there working as always, but there was a festival this time, and they had this very big fireworks show at the end of the festival. So we turned out all the lights and we were in the room, and since the ceiling was the glass, we were able to just lay on the floor and look right out of the glass ceiling to watch the beautiful fireworks of all different colors and sizes, and it was just so amazing. The scene was set so beautifully, I couldn't ask for anything more. But then he turned to me and he kissed me. I can't believe it. He kissed me, and that was my first kiss, but to be honest, I think I'm in love with him. It's so amazing. He's just everything I could ever think I wanted, and I wouldn't even know what to do or where to begin if we wouldn't be able to be together, which is a problem because we are both right brainers, so we haven't really talked about it yet. But it is something that we'll probably have to discuss soon. Dear Diary, it's now June 3rd, and I think my life is over. This has been the worst day of my life ever. So Johnny decided to follow me over to teacher's studio today. He said that the favoritism in the class has only gotten worse since he first mentioned it, and he knew something must have been up, so he decided to follow me. And apparently he has been following me for the past week, and he's seen that I've been coming here every day, and now he's finally decided to do something about it because he feels that we're wronging the government, and it's not fair to him or the government that we're doing this, which I don't understand what it has to do with him or the government at all. But he's called us disgusting, and when he said it before, it didn't really matter as much, but now it hurt a lot because I'm just doing what feels right, and I'm just being the person I want to be, which happens to be with someone who's also a right brain like me. But I don't think it only hurt me. Teacher looked really sad after, so I don't really know what's gonna happen when I see both of them tomorrow. Dear Diary, it's June 4th and Johnny is not happy. He gave us an ultimatum that said me and teacher have to stop seeing each other once this class is over, or he'll tell the government and he'll get us convicted. And I don't even know how to wrap my brain around it at this point because I don't want to be without him at all. The class ends in July, so we have about a month to see each other until that's it, until we can't see each other anymore. And I really don't know how I feel about it, but I know that Johnny is making me really angry, and I want to report him for being just such a stupid head. But at this point, I just have to try to talk with teacher and see what he wants to do. Dear Diary, it's June 10th, And it's the first time I've actually been with teacher since the whole Johnny incident by ourselves. It felt like we hadn't skipped a beat at all. We were back in his studio and he kissed me again and he told me he'll figure this all out. I'm so happy that he decided that he still wanted to try to figure things out with me, but he is very concerned about Johnny, and he did admit that Johnny did hurt his feelings by calling us disgusting, but we decided that this is a path that we both want to take. We just have to figure out what we're going to do, because we only have a month left before Johnny said that he'll go to the government. Dear Diary, it's June 30th and it's only a few days before the class ends, and at this point I am terrified. I'm terrified I won't be able to see teacher again. We've been meeting together some of the days. It's all been just so secretive that I've barely been able to really enjoy being with him because we're so worried about getting caught or looking over our shoulders, or what if Johnny's following us again and being just a rude stupid head that he's been being. He's been so mean to me in class ever since, and I don't even care. I don't want to see his face ever again. I just want for us to be able to live happy, me and teacher. Dear Diary, it's July 5th, and I know I should be angry, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of really in a happy place. I was walking in the hallways and I accidentally overheard teacher talking to Johnny. He was telling him that he had no intent of letting me go, and if Johnny wanted to tell the government and snitch on us, then that's fine, because teacher was going to find a way to be with me no matter what. I never felt so warm-hearted before, and Johnny was really upset and he was really angry, but I think that it would work out. I can't help but smile because teacher cares so much about me. He slipped me a note that said to come see him at the studio today. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, but mostly I'm just happy that he actually wants to be with me like I want to be with him. Dear Diary, it's July 5th again, and this might be my last diary entry ever. So I went to speak with teacher, and he told me he had a plan for us to get out of here, for us to be able to run away together. And I am so scared and so nervous, but I'm so happy that I'll be able to be with him. We'll have to go on the run, but he said he knows some people that'll help us get from under our government's watch, and we'll be able to live a very happy life together going forward. So it's really exciting. I decided to leave my video diary here, just in case anyone was ever wondering what happened or how did I get in this situation. They'll get a little glimpse of what I went through, and maybe even have the courage to do it themselves if they find themselves in this situation. All I know is that starting tomorrow, when me and teacher run away together, it's going to be the start of the best life I could ever ask for. And I'm happy that I didn't let the government decide who I get to be with, because Johnny was nice until he wasn't. And I would never want to be with someone like that. I would want to be with who I want to be with. So that means teacher, and that means starting tomorrow, I get to enjoy the rest of my life with him. And he's so weird because every time we say goodbye, he always tells me he loves my aesthetic, almost as if he's saying he loves me. And I know I love him, but that's all I'm going to say to anyone who's possibly watching this. I love your aesthetic, and I hope you find the happiness that I am going to find for myself. Goodbye. And that wraps up the story for this week. Got some romance going on, little Romeo Juliet, I guess. I don't know. You know, freestyle goes where the freestyle wants. And I hope, Janice, I did those words proud. I was up for the challenge, and I think I did it very well. Dear Diary, I hope everyone comes back and listens to the next week's story that I don't even know what it's going to be yet.